few minutes.
Okay, so let me see if I can be responsive to that. Our intention is to shrink our balance sheet and the quantity of reserves in the banking system in a slow, gradual, predictable way. And we've set out a concrete and detailed plan for how to do that. And it involves reducing the extent to which we reinvest principal payments that we receive on our holdings of Treasury and mortgage-backed securities. So when we set the plan into effect, we will set caps on the amount of reinvestment that we allow to occur. The caps will gradually rise over time, and our balance sheet will gradually run off as a consequence of reduced reinvestment. We want to make sure that we manage this in a way that is not disruptive to financial markets, and in part for that reason, we have tried to set out increasingly clearly and in great detail how we intend to proceed. So once we trigger this process, expect it to run in the background, not something that we'll be talking about a lot from meeting to meeting. It will be a predictable process. Now, we think that our purchases of assets did have some positive effect in depressing longer-term interest rates. And so over many years, as our balance sheet shrinks, we would expect to see some increase in longer-term interest rates relative to short-term interest rates. But, of course, we will take that into effect, namely a steepening of the yield curve, in how we set the federal funds rate, which will is now, and I hope will remain, our primary tool for adjusting the stance of monetary policy. And we will set that, as always, with a view toward trying to achieve maximum employment and price stability. Now, finally, you mentioned that our balance sheet was around $1 trillion prior to the crisis, and that's true. But it's important to recognize that although our balance sheet will shrink appreciably during this process, as will the quantity of reserves, I have no expectation of going back to a balance sheet that's small. One of the factors influencing the size of our balance sheet...
I have about a minute left, so I hate to cut you off.